So a lot is riding on this race.
Definitely. And one thing I find amazing is that just like a few days ago, Furaime didn't have any of his matches done yet. And now just getting a 2-0 right from the get-go is honestly really, really good. We have the flute in Link's house and then a red rupee in the sanctuary.
Yep, and what a good way to start here for Monoci. That means when he does, we have a map check. And did you see anything about that map?
I saw a crystal in Hera and Eastern. I did not see what desert was, though.
Well, our eyes in the sky are going to go ahead and let us know about that. As let's go ahead and see what's inside the escape chest. It is 50 rupees, and the tree pole seems to be some arrows.
Not bad, not bad. I don't have a way to use those arrows yet, but it's still something good to have when you do get the bow. And just an arrow capacity upgrade in the as far as the uncle item is concerned. And just a bomb capacity in the lumberjack tree. So right away we know that they're not really thinking about Aghanim right now, but it could still be a possibility.
Give me just 1 second here, Slim. You go ahead and take it away.
Okay, no problem. Let's see, in the Lost Woods, we have just a red rupee over here. There is still another item in here they can check, though, so we'll see that in just a minute. Got a red rupee tree pole as one of the other tree poles. And the other item in the forest is a piece of heart. Also, apologies if I am sounding a little bit behind. I am having some slight internet issues, so I might be seeing some items a little later than you guys, but I will still be reporting them. Furaime, going to go back to Link's house, pick up the flutes. Looks like going to be taking a southern Kakariko route. I honestly find this to be a good play because there are some bombs, the possibility to find some bombs in these bushes south of the grove. There's like a 50% chance that a bomb will appear in one of these bushes, and sure enough, yep, getting some bombs, and that will take care of the Kakariko bomb spots. Monoci gonna activate his Ocarina. I did not see what the race game was. Depending on what Furaime does, though. Okay, Furaime is going to continue to go north, so that race game item was nothing of major value. But still need to check that library, though. There could be an item there. Okay, heart container there.
All right, now that we got done with the mathematics of this group, I am incorrect. There would not be a three-way race coming up. I kind of got the situations incorrect regarding this group, and it just took a little bit of chat discussions where I finally figured out this methodology. Anyways, back to this race. Here we go. Monoci checking out Thieves and gets a nice little blue tunic to go with his wardrobe. And which one of the medallions did we just find?
Looks like the Ether Medallion.
Yep, the Ether Medallion is then lit up by our tracker, thanks to Blast Egg, who is our tracker for this race. Furaime is activating the Swag Duck, and so you get the swag, you get the flute this early in the seed. What does it make you think?
Makes me think that there'll be much less saving and quitting than there would be in any other seed. But really, yeah, just a very quick way to get around. Makes the Aghanim check a little more friendly, or Aghanim check. And yeah, allows Death Mountain access as well, so you can get that war point. Just very nice way to get around Hyrule.
Pearl has just been found.
Ooh, and silvers too.
So we didn't get a chance to talk about this. I usually ask the question, and as we're going through Kakariko Village, we can ask this question. What do you think is going to be that one item that seems to be weighing on these guys' mind for the majority of this run? That one item that they can't find for Go Mode?
That is a very, very good question. Just looking at least the dungeons right now, we do see that Eastern Palace is a crystal dungeon. Honestly, one item I see being trolled a lot in these version 26 and 27 seeds, the bow. It seems like the bow always manages to make some kind of late appearance or very early appearance, most often late for me anyway. So I think the bow could come into being that one trolley item that they need for Go mode.
Could always be a sword. We saw that happen a couple of weeks ago, or yeah, a couple of weeks ago here in this tournament, and there was a race. I think earlier today or yesterday, I can't remember. I think it was actually earlier today in the secondary that came down to a sword.
Yeah, and up open mode because you are not guaranteed that one sword. Yeah, getting a sword for a very, very long time is a
Hey,
possibility.
lamp.
Ooh, that is very nice.
But yeah, you're not guaranteed a sword in this mode, and sometimes it does lead to a master sword being your go mode.
Definitely.
So the question now becomes, when are we going to find the book so they can claim that lamp?
I don't know. At this point, it honestly might be more likely to get both. Oh, okay. No, you'd have to get the mirror as well. But yeah, the book could be in a weird location just because getting to that desert ledge, you either need the book to get inside desert, or you need the two bracelets and the mirror to get on that ledge. So, yeah, it could be a while before they find that book. Can't be in any dark rooms though, or blocked behind dark rooms though.
Monoci is going to go ahead and check the mini Moldorm cave, and with 14 hearts, I actually do like. And Furaime decides to check the ledge up on Lake Hylia, and I like the way that she went about doing it, is to go ahead and check by dropping down, and then going to there goes the swag duck, flew away. There's the book.
Mr. Oh, okay, there we go. Well, that's gonna allow the lamp to be picked up at some point.
And we get the Cane of Samaria as well from the mini Moldorm cave.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's a good mini Moldorm cave. And Monoci sees the book and is going to head on over towards the desert. So there's the lamp discovery for Monoci. And let's head on into the Desert Palace.
Yeah, that is a very, very good find and very good play to potentially pick up the lamp as well. From what I've seen of both of these runners, they're very, very well versed in their darkroom navigation anyway. But still, when you have a chance to get that lamp, it just makes your run so much easier.
At this point in the tournament, the 40 runners that made it this far have proven themselves to be very knowledgeable, very great at execution, very good at routing. And that's how they made it to this point.
Yeah, definitely.
And okay, so we are going to be boot blocked from beating this dungeon.
Which means that we'll make it, so boots are definitely required for this particular seed, being that desert is a crystal, a very important crystal too, being one of the 5 and 6 combos.
And at this point, these guys can't think about stealing a key from the backside because they do not have the mitts or the power gloves to get them into the second portion of the Desert Palace. Monoci is going to go check Agina's cave, which is a good decision. Furaime is going to go check the Ice Rod cave.
Did Furaime pick? No, Furaime did not pick up the lamp. Well, or have they been in the desert yet? Okay, I don't think they've been in the desert yet.
Furaime has been to desert to see that the lamp is there, but has decided not to go back in just yet.
Okay, that's where I got confused.
But that now does make me wonder what is behind the lamp on the logic. Because that is just a one-item thing that book gets you.
Well, that does open up, by the logic, the last room in Eastern, and it also logically opens up the Old Man Cave as well, because they can get to Death Mountain now.
They can get to Death Mountain. We're going to see that from Monoci right now. And the other thing that it could possibly open up, actually it does open up, guaranteed, is the sewers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the sewers. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, definitely.
Green Pendant is at the Dark Palace. So obviously, we already know what the lamp is, but even if we hadn't found the path to get to the lamp, we would know that it would not be located through the Palace of Darkness or on the pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
So Old Man was not the answer. And now here comes Furaime to go grab that lamp.
I can definitely understand getting the lamp before potentially making a play on Eastern, especially because Furaime doesn't exactly have any major weapons aside from bombs, and if they do have to go through some dark rooms, doing a dark room without any sort of weapon can be very, very dangerous, and just not knowing where you are in the room.
Right now, their best their best course of attack for that would be to find some potion, some mana, like Furaime just did right there, and be able to illuminate one of those Canis Mario blocks.
That is true, yeah.
So Monoci now going to go check what is at Zarashala's back, and we didn't see anything really awe-inspiring there.
No, I believe not. I believe it was just either a heart piece or heart container and a arrow upgrade. So yeah, nothing of value there.
Couldn't we put something of value in there just for our sake?
At that point, though, it wouldn't be Randomizer, Rick, unfortunately.
Fine. Frame is going to go check the escape. Geez, thinking.
Yeah, at this point, it could be a vanilla escape, no less. Just going through normally and then going through the back way without dropping down from the sanctuary grave.
That's a good possibility at this point. Monoci's going to go check Eastern, so we might get some answers real soon. Now, both of these guys have magic in their arsenal now, so they can actually illuminate the Canis Mario block if they want to get around that dark room.
Well, that won't be a problem anyway, because they have the lamps, so...
Oh, yeah, never mind. Dear God, what was I thinking?
It's cool.
Let's go ahead and count all the Rick screw-ups. That's now 2 so far in this commentary gig. But thankfully, the Canis Mario will allow Furaime to defeat some of these rooms.
Yeah, one of the most useful things I've found out from running all these open seeds in the Link to the Past randomizer is that Canis Mario, very, very good weapon. Just being able to hurt enemies multiple times with just one cane block is just very, very efficient and very, very effective.
And that's a very efficient way of killing off the guard to get the first key and also 20 rupees inside that chest. Piece of heart, the first item inside the Eastern Palace. So far, the seed is feeling like the swords are going to be coming into play. Which one is actually going to be the that one item? And a nice kill in that room there for Furaime, and Monoci now heading up to the second chest, and we find the big key.
Yeah. Yeah, and at this point, seeing a sword may actually not be a good thing. So, because if they get a sword, or at least two swords, or a sword and a cape, that will put Aghanim on the table.
Bomb upgrade was the second item inside of this Eastern Palace, and Furaime about ready to go up against the guard, but has a soldier that is not wanting to play nice at this point. Apparently, that guard got the A+ effort from Ganon at this point.
The guards are probably thinking, "Hey, he doesn't have a sword, but he's using these red blocks to destroy us. That's not fair."
We're gonna get a death abuse coming up, and of course it has to be a heart container. At least it wasn't Sanctuary.
Oh no!
It was a death abuse
yeah.
there. Boots!
Wow, nice find.
And that is behind the lamp, so here we go. Now the
Indeed,
boots.
chat. What are those? What are those?
What are those indeed? The boots right now only open up the potential of 2 or 3 items. The first of all is what's inside here in the bunk rock. And it's a heart container. But don't forget, we now have access to the other items that are in desert.
Yeah, and with how the seed is going right now, very good possibility there is something in desert. We still have to see what's in here in the sanctuary escape chests, but finding those boots was a good find for Monoci.
And we have no way of checking those chests at this point because the key is
Oh,
on
no
the other
key.
side.
Okay, well, so yeah, Monoci's definitely on the right track now.
Yeah. The key is in the back 3, so there's 2 items and the key still to go. Monoci's going to go ahead and check the escape part right now. My question is Monoci just only returned the old man. What if there's something good inside Spectacle Rock?
That's true, there could be. I mean, just finding the hook shot there, for example, could open up 6 additional chests for Furaime. So yeah, that check is made, and that is something that could also make a big difference.
And we're gonna find out. Monoci's going to go with bomb strats instead of the Kane Samaria strats that we saw from Furaime. So 2 different strategies we're seeing. Arrows seem to be, and we're gonna go in blind on this. So, all right, I guess we're gonna hold off the suspense. And that item is, oh, this first sword.
Wow. Ooh. That is very unfortunate that Monoci did not check that then.
So Furaime has to head on over towards the eastern, and that's exactly where Furaime is going right now.
Chat does make a bit of a good point, though, is that Monoci could be waiting a bit on that sword, because if he does find something in desert, there might be an item that'll take him back up to the Death Mountain anyway, so he can just grab the sword then and proceed to go on there.
Well, it's guaranteed.
Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say, well, it is definitely guaranteed the fact that he's going back up to Death Mountain at some point in time. The hook shot, the mirror, or the mirror combined with the hammer would definitely give him enough reasons to go back up there.
Definitely. Chad also pointing out that 20 minutes into the seed, there's already 2 forced double dips into Eastern and Desert for different items.
I love it. These guys won't love it, but I love it.
Welcome to version 27 Randomizer. We hope you enjoy your stay. We'll bring towels in the morning.
Last time I did this, there was no such thing as a towel. I had to use napkins.
Ooh, that's terrible.
And not the good napkins, the Arby's style napkins.
Oh no, that's terrible.
Monoci going to go check the backside of Escape. We'll be disappointed by finding this piece of heart. And once Furaime, he gets the boots, and Monoci finishes off this segment. Now the question is where is the next portion of the progression?
At this point, like it has to be in desert, I'd say, because they don't have the cape, so they can't do Aghanim right now.
And no glove, so therefore that eliminates Zora from a possibility, as well as the back two of Escape.
That is true. So yeah, it's like there has to be something in desert at this point.
And Monoci looked like maybe he was heading up here to grab that sword, but instead, I don't know if he was actually trying to get grabbed by the duck, but he's gonna go back to the desert. What do you think is in here, Slim?
I'm gonna echo what I just saw in chat. I'd say that the gloves are probably gonna be in here.
Worst case scenario for these guys would be to see the magic cape. Furaime picks up the boots, and this is pretty much where the routes are going to start converging.
Actually, now that I think about it, cape would be probably more likely because they still need a hammer for Dark World access.
So Furaime going to check the bonk rocks, and then after that, the only option left open at this point is to go back into desert. This almost feels like a triple required desert, by the way.
Yep, yeah, that really could be.
Big key delaying the drama. The power glove making desert beatable.
Ooh, okay, so does that mean the other item's going to be on Lomno then, or do we still have to see the big chest?
We have yet to see the big chest.
Okay.
Oh, Furaime's doing the Houlihan room. I didn't even notice that they were setting it up.
That is another thing. Flippers could also be here too. That'll also open up some locations too. By the logic, anyway.
Instead, it's 50 rupees. That's it.
Ooh. Okay, so... Huh. Is that default the item or next progression on Zora then?
Not really. That is a possibility. That Zora is a possible. Oh, Furaime's doing the Jesus dash coming up. Setting up for the water dash. Went back into the mini Moldorm cave to set things up. Oh, I think we're setting it up to double. Oh, I like this.
Oh, wow.
I really like this.
I did too. That's really cool.
So right now, Furaime is in the fake flipper setup. Once Furaime gets to Hobo, then it's going to change just a little bit. Once Furaime drops off this platform, because it stored the dash, now we're going to be running on water.
I love watching this. It just looks so cool.
The only thing you can't do is bonk, otherwise you're in a soft lock position. You can't get hit by an enemy either. So Furaime's going to make sure that she does not do this right now. And this is just beautiful to watch right now.
For sure. Another thing that'll be fun to watch here in a second, Monoci going to be fighting Lomno with just the cane of Samaria.
Or bombs.
And bombs. And bombs, yeah, that's another item too.
Okay, so the good news here for Furaime is that it is only 20 rupees up on that ledge, but will the Houlihan room lead to something big here? Now, once again, Zora is within logic from what Monoci has because of the gloves, and it's the hook shot!
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought it was going to end up being.
That's a huge sequence break there for Furaime.
Yeah, very, very huge, for sure. It is so funny, though, that, like, just, like, we still don't have the items for Aghanim or for Dark World yet, so there's still a question mark on whether or not we're going to be going to one of those two things with the items we get up here.
But the skills here, the skills that these guys are showing, it looks like Monoci is down to very little magic left, so it's got to be careful with what's going on here. Oh, got him. And the mirror's on Death Mountain.
Oh, okay. Well, there's the mirror. That'll allow Hera access.
What a fight there from Monoci, by the way, against Lamolus.
Yeah.
Ice Rod inside the Paradox Cave.
It does seem like the seed is trying to do everything to prolong the Dark World access and the Aghanim play, depending on what it wants to do.
Monoci now going to check the back 2 of Escape. We know one of the 3 chests that are back here is going to be a key, because we saw everything but it here. And thankfully with the boots able to dash into the rock here. And what do we have? Well, we see a shield, a single rupee, and the key. So the intended route was to go to Zora.
And that's cruel. Like, it's almost like it's forcing rupee grind at this point. They have not been very generous with rupees in this seed.
She's now heading up to Spectacle Rock, about to pick up that sword.
Unfortunately, that's all he's going to be getting up here, just because of no hookshot to progress further. Also, chat reporting Cape on the island, the Death Mountain Island.
Oh, up on top of the floating island. Yes. Wow. Well, no way to get
that
to
takes
it.
Aghanim off the table right now, anyway. Well, if they get a Master Sword, that could still put it back up there, but, like...
Actually, you know what? If we get the glove here in the Tower of Hera, we get a map check. Oh, look at this. Turtle Rock and Skull Woods are pendants, as well as what we already knew earlier, the Palace of Darkness, which means the Fire Rod is not a guarantee before we head into Ganon's Tower.
That is true, yes.
What is the Master Sword going to yield us here? Couch Cash, just move along. We just need to find another glove upgrade, and if Hera has a glove upgrade, this is going to be huge. Monty's setting up the Houlihan room.
Yeah, at this point, like, yeah, I'm not gonna recommend just going into one cave over and over again. This is why I think it's a good idea to learn the Houlihan stretch, just so you can get like a guaranteed 200 rupees. Ooh, okay, that's good. That's Dark World access right there.
Monochi's going to try to set up the Houlihan room once again. As you were mentioning, it's good to learn these strats.
Definitely.
So this is the one I really know how to do. You drop into the water 4 times, try to get it so it adjusts your camera. If you fall down the hole and you have it right, you've got the rupees. There it is. Now for the remainder of Tower of Hera, there's one of 2 scenarios. Either the Moldorm has the final item, or it's downstairs.
And thankfully, they will have at least one fire source, so if they do have to go in the basement, they can do that without having to save it for later.
Furaime going to hammer strats. I like this strategy here, just trying to be extra careful, and almost got it. I think it just poked the tail instead. Yeah, Monochi filling up the final rupees here to be able to go get some Zora. 300 rupees, and we do not need to go into the basement.
Yeah, now they're giving out the 300 rupees after after they've already gotten the Zora item.
Yeah, and by logic, you'd have to go to Zora before you'd have the chance to go to that Moldorm.
Yep.
This is mean, Slim. This is mean. What did these 2 runners do wrong to deserve this?
I have no idea, but the rando gods are displeased at something. I don't know, maybe they did a huge skip in one of their most recent SRL races, and they weren't happy, so it's like, we'll just give you this seed to work with or something.
Furaime's definitely benefited off to the sequence break, and Monochi's going to head on over towards Zora, so we'll soon have the hook shot. So Furaime's going to have the sword, which is going to make this a little easier and a little more anticlimactic against the Lamolas.
Yeah, it's always nice to have at least some weapon that doesn't deplete, whether it's due to magic or due to your ammunition. So yeah, it'll be a lot easier with even just the sword. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but still, you'll never lose the ability to use that sword. Oh yeah, Furaime also has the Ice Rod too, and that's also a very fast way to get rid of Lamno as well.
I forgot all about that Ice Rod, so yeah, that definitely will help out because that does the same effect to the Lamolas as the Fire Rod does, except for it's just a little harder to use.
Yeah, it's a little slower, but it still gets the job done, and especially in a scenario like this.
This is why you learn how to use those tricks and tools that these runners end up doing, because you never know when it's going to be beneficial. Like, for example, this race.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about Randomizer is in a lot of scenarios it will force you to try out other methods to taking out bosses. It can be a great learning experience just to run a lot of Randomizer seeds.
So Furaime now heading over towards the Lamolas. Monochi is going to head on over towards the Paradox Cave and will be soon united with the mirror that gets him on over into the Tower of Hera. So with the hammer now in our arsenal, we can now take Aghanim off the table.
Yes, that is true. Aghanim is officially off the table. They can get to the pyramid just fine. They can get to right side Dark World just fine. So yeah, Aghanim will not be a concern anymore.
We call this the Paradox Cave because what you think you know is right is actually wrong. You go to the bottom of the mountain so you can get access to the top. And Monochi is... How is Monochi trying to route this? That was indeed the cave up there. Oh, we're going to loop around with the Spiral Cave.
Yeah, it's basically a case where there's two cave entrances that are on separate sides of the mountain, yet they lead to the same room that's above the other room. It's very weird, but that's apparently how this mountain is structured, which is why it's a paradox cave.
Monoci here letting through the spiral cave, go back into the paradox cave. Furaime is done with the desert palace, so now that we have everything to get into the dark world, now the real fun can begin.
And yeah, with just the particular items they have at this point too, there's a lot of different ways they could go about this as well. Definitely where, especially this seed, everything is going to really start opening up, and where certain gambles could definitely pay off tremendously.
All right, it's time to head into what we call the cave formerly known as Hype Cave. What do you think is going to disappoint our runners this time, Slim?
Well, probably going to give them some capacity upgrades, some pieces of heart, maybe a red rupee in here as well. That's what this cave usually does in this version.
How about a shovel, a red boomerang, a piece of heart, a bomb upgrade, and some arrows?
Close enough what I said. Sure, the shovel's okay, it'll lead to an item, but doesn't necessarily progress anything.
It'll lead to an arrow upgrade.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna find out what is inside. Oh, we find green goo in a bottle. Now that's interesting because that is our first bottle that we've at least heard of all seed long.
Yeah. That sick kid has just been lying in bed waiting to just give us an item, but we don't have a bottle to get that item yet.
So the question is, will the Master Sword be required to get that green goo in a bottle just so we can take that to the sick kid?
I never like depending on fetch quest items to lead to progression, but I feel like whenever you're under that impression, that's when they are actually the the progression locations.
There's just so much that we're still waiting on to see in this seed. And arrow upgrade is from the flute boy. Let's see what's dug underneath the earth. And that is flippers.
Wow, of course, as soon as the one time I disregard the shovel, it leads to something, of course. You win, chat. You beat me this time.
Next time Slim streams, we're going to have to remind him about that one shovel time.
Probably.
Speaking of digging, let's go ahead and play the digging game. Number 12.
I'm going to say at 8.
Well, both of us are incorrect. As we now get to 16, it's still nothing. 17 and nothing. Hey, where is this thing? We're getting up there. This is high numbers now. Here we're gonna get to the max. No, it's the boomerang.
Okay, so you have both boomerangs. So where do you go from here?
You just got the flippers, Swamp Palace.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that would be a yeah. Oh wow, that is actually definitely a dungeon that's fully open to them right now.
But Furaime's not gonna go there right now. Instead, we're gonna go to the Village of Outcasts.
I can understand this play too.
So can I.
This is the play. Yeah, this is the play that you normally see in a one of the first locations you go to when you have Dark World access, anyway.
Monochi's going to go follow in Furaime's footsteps, go through the artist formerly known as Hype Cave, go grab the shovel, and let the fetch quest commence.
I do think it is interesting that we do have the Swamp Palace access, though, because in my personal experience, whenever I've gotten all the items to fully clear Swamp Palace, usually there is some kind of value in there. Usually it's the late access Swamp Palace where it doesn't seem to pay off that much. So I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, that's correct. And so I think we may be seeing something in there a little bit later on.
Mm-hmm.
So Monochi writing things down, finding out where all the dungeons are, as we already seen. By the way, 6 turns out to be over at Ice Palace, the other part of that 5-6 combo. So when I say technically the fire rod is not required until you get to Ganon's Tower, we would have to find the bombos to get to that point.
Yeah, and if Bombos is located somewhere in like Ganon's Tower, and you don't need it for any of the other dungeons that have medallion access, we might have to get that fire rod anyway just to get through there.
Yeah, so we got to figure out where exactly these things are. Monochi picking up the flippers. So the question is, will Monochi decide to go into Swamp Palace? I can understand the reason why runners don't like to, because it's a whole lot faster when you're in go mode to go through Swamp.
Yeah, the pro for going to Swamp Palace, though, 6 items, and when you get it, everything you can to go in it this early, there's always a good possibility that something's in there, especially in a seed like this where they don't have the mitts yet. I've seen mitts so many times in the Swamp Palace, and that could be a potential place for that.
I think Monochi might be making the play. Yeah, Monochi's making the play.
I do very much like this play. Well, for one, it's a variation. It's a different path that his opponents are taking. So you really get to analyze both routes here and see which one is going to pay off and make a big change in this race.
Furaime first to the Dark World, but could Monochi just make a big play that moves him further ahead? Stay tuned. Oh, nice! The Jesus dash for Amy, right straight through everything. The Hellway, no problem.
Yeah, definitely the Hellway. Not a problem for these runners. These are both very excellent runners of Randomizer. These are racers you see almost all the time in SRL races and the weekend weeklies, and you often see these names at the top a lot. So it's no surprise that they can execute. They can execute their butts off and just do a really good job of making everything look just flawless on their end.
Seeing how these guys have already executed through some of this runs here, Furaime getting the God Pixel, and also earlier with the Jesus Dash across the water. These guys know their tricks, and again, as I mentioned before, this is why they are this deep in this tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
So Furaime's going to be going in here to the Maiden's chest over here, and it's going to guarantee to be a small key, which we're going to take on over to the big chest and find out what's inside. Our container so far, so nothing good in this Thieves Town.
Wow. This swap play looking even better and better.
Turned out that was the Sanctuary Heart, by the way.
Oh, interesting.
So we get the cheesy pizza joke, which is funny considering that's what I had for dinner tonight. Always seems to come up when I have pizza for dinner. Anyways, Furaime now going to be blind. What's that?
I said blind nose.
Blind knows too much. And blind has the compass. Thieves Town kind of a very, very empty play at this point. So I'm really looking to see what we find from Monoci here in Swamp.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to be checking the left side first, which I can definitely understand. I find in the runs where there are still a possibility for something to be in Swamp, it's always kind of best to just go straight to Argus, just to get all those items, and on the off chance you get the item you're looking for, you're good to go, and you may not have to check those other two chests. But right now, when they need to explore the whole dungeon, I can understand going through a full clear from the left side all the way to the end. It just makes a lot of sense then.
I did not realize Furaime picked up a bottle in Thieves Town, and that's the first bow is in Swamp.
Ooh, that's really good.
I did not realize that Furaime picked up the bottle in Thieves Town, so that green goo in the bottle will never need to be picked up.
That's true.
So the swamp play paying off for Monoci.
It really, really does. So now Monoci, after this dungeon, has the option to go back to Eastern, finish that up, and then maybe, even though it is a pendant, it is the green pendant at Palace of Darkness, and there is a good possibility for more items to be there too, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see a play in there as well.
So we've yet to see the second item inside the Skull Woods. We have seen one item, which was 300 rupees. And the second item is Fire Rod blocked.
We're probably not going to see that until we start maybe thinking, like, well, we need to start going through pendant dungeons now, so maybe a while, and may not even see that item at all.
Could we see something here on the Bumper Cave? Oh, sword upgrade!
Well, we know where the cape is. We don't have a way to get the cape yet, though, because we still need a Titan's Myths for that, but we do know how to get that sword upgrade if we need it.
So that is very interesting, considering the fact that we've only seen one sword so far. Now, the next question is where do we see the next progression? That's not it right there. 20 rupees on both sides of the screen.
Interesting.
Furaime seems like that she's not enjoying about the fact that she has the boomerang, because that's the third time I've noticed that she's accidentally pulled that up when she's trying to go to the mirror. Magic powder inside King's Tomb. Hello. Could this be a multiple fetch quest game?
Well, I've already disregarded the shovel and it paid off, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was also something.
Look at Monoci using the spins here to knock off the puffs of Argus. This is just a patience fight.
It really, really is. Especially when you don't have Master Sword or Tempered Sword. You either have to do it this way or do the the very quick menuing task.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. There we go. The 12th shot is the best shot.
And
Fire rod.
oh wow. So that will open up Ice Palace.
Actually, it doesn't. We still need the Titans.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, we still need Titan Mint. That's right.
But we are also Titan Mint, possibly away from having access to Turtle Rock.
That's also true. Yeah.
So we have only seen one item inside of this Skull Woods. Monochi's going to have access to the other item in here because of the Fire Rod.
That's true. He will, and then he'll also be able to check out that pedestal too. At this point, though, pedestal can't really give off too much. Maybe a medallion, but again, like that's only if the medallion's required.
Nothing to help Monochi out inside of the chess game, and the next stop on the road will be Thieves Town. So Monochi's probably going to wait until after done with Thieves Town in the Village of Outcasts before hopping into Skull Woods. Furaime now running out of options, likely to head on over towards the Swamp Palace now.
As we both know, that is going to be a very good play, because that will yield the bow, and it will yield the fire rod, so this is what Furaime needs to do in order to kind of get caught back up, because Monochi definitely, I think, took a little bit of a lead. Nothing extravagant, but definitely something worth mentioning.
By the way, here's something interesting. So these guys picked up 20 rupees at the same time. While Monochi was picking up the fire rod, did you notice what Furaime was picking up from Catfish?
Looking at the tracker, I'm going to go ahead and say it was the Bombos medallion.
Yeah, so both getting a nice fire item that helps them out in the Ice Palace. So the big difference here is what medallion is going to be required to get into Misery Mire. We won't know until we get the Titans Mitt.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, they need to find that mitt. At this point, could be in Palace of Darkness, like you said. It could be that last item on Mothula. So there are some places where it can be, but they are kind of running low on options. So they should be finding that very soon.
And that now reduces the pedestal hype. The only way the pedestal could be required is if Quake is the medallion required to get into Misery Mire, and that it was on the pedestal.
Yeah, that's literally the only pedestal option right now.
Because the Titan's Mitt can't be there because Turtle Rock is one of the pendants, and, well, you need the mitts to get into Turtle Rock.
And even if there is potentially a sword upgrade on the pedestal, I'm very, very sure both of our runners can do Master Sword with silvers just fine in the Ganon fight. So getting through the rest of the game with Master Sword should not be a problem. They'll just need to find a way to get that cape and then grab that sword upgrade on Bumper Cave Ledge.
And right now, only one of these two runners knows about that sword upgrade up on the Bumper Cave.
Yeah, I imagine Monochi will probably be finding that out soon, though. He is kind of in the area, and I imagine he'll probably check that out after a little bit of a examination through Skullwoods.
Furaime is going to go check the left side, so we are going to find the bow soon. You know, runs like this are interesting, Slim. The runs where these two runners end up going on completely different routes, they converge for a little bit, and then they go back on different routes, and they converge again.
Yeah, definitely. We saw just a little bit ago, Monoci was in Swamp and Furaime was in Thieves Town. Now literally the opposite is happening, so now Furaime is going to be making progress. Monoci, not really going to get anything from here, but it is a crystal dungeon, so this is required at some point. It's not a very long one to get through, so I'd say this is not really harming him too much, but yeah, Furaime is definitely catching up with this.
And the thing with Thieves Town is, it is probably one of the most linear Dark Road dungeons you've got.
Yeah.
There's really nothing that you could do differently between go mode and not go mode here in this dungeon because of how linear this thing is.
Yeah, exactly. Turtle Rock also being another one that's kind of like that. Not as much as this one, obviously, but I think that may not even come into play in this particular seed anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that Turtle Rock's can come into play is if Quake is the medallion required to get into Misery Mire. That's the only way that Turtle Rock's going to be needed at this point.
That is correct.
And the bow pickup for
Monoci
Furaime.
down one. Also, very solid blind fight. I don't think he took a single bit of damage during that, so that was really well done.
This when you see a fight like that, that shows you how much practice they have with their bosses, how many times they play this game, how much they just keep going and practicing and getting the timing perfect for these boss fights.
Yeah, especially with blind, just having all those projectiles just flying everywhere. It's really, really difficult. I mean, even if you take like one hit, not a big deal because you're almost guaranteed to take one hit no matter what. But just being able to read all the projectiles and get through the fight like that is just really, really cool to watch.
Just be patient. Just make your way through the fight. Monoci's heading on over to Skull Woods. Furaime now getting ready to head up to Argus, and Furaime's going to be set up with the same Argus fight that Monoci had earlier. I'm wondering if Furaime's going to go with the hammer strats, which is going to kill the item menu time. We'll see how it goes. Monoci's going to head on over towards the north side and clear out this area.
Probably going to also see that sword upgrade too, assuming he does go back in the other direction. I guess he could always go north to Catfish, I suppose, or not north, but right to Catfish.
This again just shows you how close this race is going to get when these routes once again converge. Now, Furaime does still have an advantage over Monoci because Monoci still has a little bit more exploring still to do and still has to go into Skull Woods.
That is true. You could almost look at it as a little bit of a gamble too, because if Monoci opts not to go to Skull Woods and then maybe go to Palace of Darkness instead, that'll be if there's something in Palace of Darkness that he needs to progress, that could be a big advantage, and he wouldn't even have to look at Swamp. And sure enough, here we go. We're back on the eastern side.
What do we need for go mode? At the very least, we need the Titansmith. But we could also need the Quake Medallion. And Furaime is going to do the same strat we saw from Monoci, pull them out and spin around. And I like the idea to try to pull out 2. It may take a little bit extra time, but you're making it up by getting more than 1 killed at the same time. But it looks like right now the puffs are not cooperating.
Yeah, not really. It looks like the first one he always pulls out's just going to get back to Argus before he can get the second slash in, so...
And let's see if
he is losing a little bit of time there anyway.
Well, Furaime had 1-for-1 on the silver arrow attempt, so much better than what we saw from Monoci.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So if you're looking at home, the scoreboard reads 12-1, Monoci's arrow usage versus Furaime. And there's another miss, and there's another miss.
We'll have to see how the silver arrow attempts go on the Armos Knights.
Somebody earlier put it out there that he needs to go pick up the Lynx crossbow training, and right now I don't think that's what Monoci wants to see, but it does appear to be that case.
The problem is Monoci doesn't have a Wii to use that item, so I don't see a Wii on the tracker down there, so he'd be unable to make use of that at this point.
Good point, Slim. Hey, we get to see what's on the pyramid. That's just a piece of heart. I hope somebody here at home is keeping track of the number of arrows the Monoci has thrown that have not hit their targets. Because we've added, I think, another 3 of them in that room. And let's be honest, it may sound like I'm making fun of Monoci, but, you know, Monoci is light years above where I stand as far as routing and execution in this game is. So it's just interesting to see when a runner has a rough go at it with regards to their conversion and execution.
I think one way to look at it is Monoci knows that Furaime is a really, really good randomizer player, and he might actually feel... just because of the gamble he made in the Swamp Palace, he might feel a little bit ahead. So because of that, the nerves could be getting him a little bit and just kind of screwing up those small little bits of execution.
By the way, the bow was required for this Palace of Darkness.
Oh, yeah, it was, for sure.
So it's a good thing that these guys did go into swamp before they passed through here.
Yeah, because if you get anything but a small key on that first chest, yeah, you are bow locked, and you cannot make any progression into here until you get that bow. So very, very good that they went to swamp before this.
So if you're Furaime, you have 2 of the 3 medallions. Whoa, that was quite the bounce.
Wow.
So you're Furaime. You get the mitts in here. If you get the mitts in here, do you leave immediately, or do you keep searching in case the quake's in here?
That is a tough call. I'd almost wait till like you're at a point like
there's the mitts.
Oh, there we go. But as I was saying, like I'd wait till you get to a point where you're kind of close to the entrance, maybe like right after he gets these chests, and then maybe mirror out and then test your luck. Because yeah, if you have what you need, then go for it.
There's the mirroring out for both of these runners. So now the big question is, and we're gonna see it from Monoci first. What is the medallion required to get into Misery Mire? If it's Bombos or Ether, Furaime is in go mode.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, that's
And
true.
it's Ether. Both of our runners are in go mode at 1 hour 5:06. Both runners are in
go mode.
But hold on just a second.
Oh,
Furaime is the one
yeah.
in go mode. Monoci is not in go mode yet because Monoci has not found a sword upgrade. But didn't Monoci, when he was checking the north side, check the bumper cave? Because if he
I don't
did,
think he did. I don't
that's a
think he
good
did.
question.
I think he just went straight to the. I think he went straight to the graveyard ledge.
So if Monoci did not, then Furaime's guaranteed go mode. Because here's the thing: if you know where something is, then you can just blitz the remainder of the dungeons until you get the item that gets you what you need.
That is true. One term I hear people say is no mode. So that'd be the case that Furaime's in right now. Like Furaime knows where a sword upgrade is. So because
That's
of
correct.
that, Furaime knows when he's going to be in go mode, and that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, Furaime knows how to get to the cape, which would be the item needed to get to the Master Sword. Now, if you're Furaime and you just got the Titans-Mint and you know where the cape is, do you go for Death Mountain first, or do you just head on over towards Misery Mire and go inside? And it looks like we're going to be going inside Misery Mire.
I think one thing I'd maybe consider, at least for Monachi's side anyway, and I guess Furaime could also make use of this as well. Maybe continue to go mode these dungeons, and then when you're going to Death Mountain, like you would beat Aganis Tower, maybe clear the Dark World Death Mountain. That way, you're on that location anyway. You might draw a sword, and in Furaime's case, we'll get the cape, so they can get their sword. But even then, if they find another sword, they won't have to worry about the cape anyway.
By the way, Monoci is currently in the lead based on that knowledge. If Monoci finds a sword somewhere, So the big difference between these two runners at this point, Furaime knows where there's a sword upgrade and what she needs to do to get to that sword upgrade. Monoci, again, and I'm basing this based on what people were saying, may not know how to get to that sword. Now, we've got silver arrows for this vitreous fight. This is going to be absolutely nothing for both of these runners. I say that, and knowing Monoci's track record here with the arrows in this seed, but this is no problem. Gone, dead, bye.
Chad does bring up a good point, though. If there is a sword upgrade in East Dark Death Mountain, would it almost be worth it for Furaime to get that sword upgrade and get the cape for the other one? Because Tempered Sword Ganon is, I think, significantly faster than Master Sword. That could save up a lot of time in the long run.
It is, but the question is, how much time do you think you have against your opponent? And the Monoci ends up using up the green goo, because Monoci's going to go to the potion shop now. Because the next stop here is going to be the Ice Palace, and this is a go mode Ice Palace.
Yeah.
So it does not look like we're going to be seeing anything of Skull Woods at this point, which is perfectly fine. The only problem is that Furaime got to search a little bit more than what Monoci did. And Furaime was the first one to make some moves in the seed based on the Jesus dash.
Yeah, that Jesus dash helped. Finding the first sword upgrade, I think, helped as well, because that was one less Death Mountain trip that Furaime had to make that Monoci did. So that also saved a little bit of time, too.
And that's a beautiful fight against the Vitreous. Monoci's going to go ahead and check any chest that's near him, like this one, for instance, and that's just a B-Torp.
How did one of the Randomizer devs get stuck in a bottle? We have to rescue him.
So Furaime's going to go ahead and check these, and these runners are going to check quick chests. If they can avoid this whole entire adventure of having to go get the cape to get to the Master Sword, that's going to save them a little bit of time, because that's an annoying trip to have to go up, down the mountain, back up the mountain, or even just the going from the pyramid on over towards the bumper cave and then back over.
Plus, there is also a good possibility they might find sword in Ganon's Tower, too, because there's a lot of chests in there, and that always seems to be a fallback for looking for sword upgrades. If you only have fighter sword, or God forbid, just no swords at all.
These runners have absolutely no reason to check Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is going to be just nothing more than a time sink at this point, so we're not going to see them go in there.
Yeah, and at this point, why would you?
If you're a masochist.
I suppose. I still don't see our runners doing that, though.
I don't either. I really don't. And this again comes down to a sword. This is another seed that comes down to a whole a sword game.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Nice move there from Monoci, moving on to the side to make sure the block doesn't get in his way, because if that block gets in his way, he would be in trouble. Now, he did buy the potion before he came in here, but I'm certain that Monoci does not want to use that potion before he leaves this area.
Oh yeah, it's like strats here on Cold Stare I think will be a big determining factor as well for these racers, because this is a very long fight.
And Cold Stare's done.
Oh wow, nice. Just tossing that in my face. Good job, Monoci.
Okay, you have an announcement to make, Slim, because we're heading to Ganon's Tower now.
Okay, so there are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. One of those chests, or item locations, will have the big key. What you guys in chat are doing is you're trying to guess which numbered location the big key is in. So please get your guesses in. If you are subscribed to one of the Speed Gaming channels, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or if you've donated at least 250 bits to the Speed Gaming channels, you are able to enter yourself in the leaderboard if you get this correct. So, yep, get your guesses in. What do you think the big key is going to be, Rick?
Slim, I'm going to say chest number 4 this time around. What do you say?
I'm going to keep my trademark guess of at 8, because I've been getting very lucky with that guess in Ganon's Tower.
Oh, let's see. Good possibility. We'll see how these numbers go. We're going to keep taking numbers until We see the first chest being opened up by the first runner here. Monoci is going to go do a little extra exploration because, again, Fighter Sword does not do anything against Ganon.
Yeah, it doesn't. Not even sword spins. Nothing of the Fighter Sword will help you against that fight. You need at least Master Sword to do something.
So this is definitely worth the extra time at this point. Because if you find it again, this kind of makes it a little easier to know where you need to go. And we find Red Rupee, and there's the Quake.
Oh, well. So if that did come into play, it wouldn't have been that far out of the way. I imagine East Dark Death Mountain would have been one of the first locations to check if Quake was indeed the medallion they needed.
By the way, look how fast the seat is rolling here. At 1 hour 15, we're already heading to Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, like it. The beginning was really, really slow, just kind of taking them to every which way. It was bottlenecked in a lot of places, but now it's just like it started jetting themselves to the end.
And Monoci, based on the fact that he's not going for that cave, it does confirm what people were saying earlier, that Monoci did not check Bumper Cave. So Monoci does not know about that Master Sword.
Not sure how I feel about that. Looks like he is going to go straight till Ganon's Tower. Like I said, there is a possibility there could be a sword upgrade in here, so that Bumper Cave may not even come into effect regardless, but Furaime knowing that there is a sword on there, I think will possibly give Furaime a little more confidence getting through this next section, just knowing that, okay, well, I know where I can get a sword at the very least.
So here we go. Now this Furaime's going to go get that magic cape. Furaime's going to get that magic cape.
Yeah, definitely.
And we got the right side coming up. There's one known sword. It is that Bumper Cave. Furaime knows it's there. Monoci does not. So again, Furaime's going to go grab this cape, because if you know a sword is there, you're going to grab it. And this could make the difference if we do not see another sword in Ganon's Tower. Chest number 4 has the big key.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So this is the question, like, do you take a risk and thinking it's upstairs, or do you maybe search around on the bottom floors a little bit?
And that's what Monoci is doing at this point. This is going to be quite the nail biter at this point.
Yes,
What if
it
there are
will.
no swords on this tower?
Yeah, that's a big indicator. I don't know. That's such a difficult thing, because yeah, once Furaime gets that big key, gonna be going to the top immediately.
And if Monoci finds a sword upgrade really soon, that's going to change things, because Furaime's going to have to go back over toward the Bumper Cave and take care of that before she goes into the pyramid.
Yep, that is exactly right.
Mushroom inside there! Oh my goodness!
The witch had the sword upgrade the whole time, maybe.
The whole time?
Well, they did get potions from him, so I mean, they should have asked, "Hey, do you have a sword?" Maybe they would have. Maybe the witch would have given it to him.
Is going right hand side. Oh, this is gonna
boy.
be. This is gonna be huge.
Yeah, Monochi's gonna need to find a sword quick.
Oh my goodness, this is unusual. This is quite the Ganon's Tower. So Furaimi's gonna head up to the top now. Here we go. Oh my god.
It was number 4. That was the 4th chest.
Yeah, it was just
for
before.
Monochi.
No sword upgrades, just another bee in a bottle.
Was Sick Kid ever checked? He might have a sword.
He was just, I
Oh,
believe, a
okay.
piece of heart. Stay tuned, guys. This is going to be quite a finish coming up. And again, it comes down to where is there a sword upgrade? If there's another one here in Ganon's Tower, this could be a lot more even of a race.
Heck, Monochi could even find 2 sword upgrades in here.
Armos Knights. Do they hide a sword up there? And you know the chest that Monochi can check that we don't usually see in these runs?
The big chest.
The big chest. Craigasm. Oh, no sword. Furaime having a little bit of trouble here in the gauntlet. Is there a sword upgrade in the big chest? Oh no! I'll tell you what, if there's a sword upgrade coming up here in Ganon's Tower, that's game, set, and match here for Furaime.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Furaime could still find another sword in here too. There's one on the upper floors. Yeah, Monochi starting his ascent up Ganon's Tower, not bothering to check Tile Room, which honestly I don't blame him. Tile Room just takes a really long time, and it's a really annoying room to check. At this point, I'd risk checking the upper floors before I check Tile Room.
Absolutely. So we're going to be taking a look at some chests coming up on this section floor, which will make a very interesting scenario coming up.
Yeah, I definitely say Furaime will be checking these chests, just because, at this point, yeah, just to make your run shorter, I imagine the desire to see if maybe it's in those chests is quite high.
If Monochi, the best case scenario for Monochi is that one of these chests have it. Because otherwise you're heading to the overworld to figure out where is there a sword.
Yeah, and there is so much open in the overworld right now, and they go-moded a lot of dungeons too, so there could have been one in Mire or one in Ice.
Nice place for a bug catching net. That's going to help with the safety right now. Oh, the compass. Have we seen the map yet? Because I almost want to think that we're going to see our good old friend. No, we haven't seen the map yet. Or at least on Furaime. I don't know about Monochi. But could we see the map coming up? No, we're not going to see the map because Monochi already has the map. Ooh, what is in this final chest? A piece of heart. Oh.
With that, Furaime has a big advantage. Huge advantage, even.
So what is going through these runners' minds at this point? If you're Monoci at this point, going up the tower with fighter's sword, with no knowledge of where their master sword is, what is going through your mind?
Probably thinking, can I have some blue spray paint so I can paint this into the Master Sword? Because that would really help me right at that point.
I like that idea. That works. And what a fight against Daga 2 for Furaime off to Ganon,
Wow,
but we
really
can't go to
nice.
Ganon just yet.
Yeah, Furaime needs to go back to Bumper Cave, grab that Master Sword, then come back to Ganon.
And Furaime remembering that this seed is not over with just yet. What if that mushroom is worth a sword upgrade? This is going to make that race a whole lot closer. Now, if Monoci does go over to Bumper Cave and see that, that's going to make Monoci very, very ill at this point.
Yeah, because he knows that cave's there, so yeah.
That was a beautiful first setup here for Monoci, and yeah, this is... Aghanim is setting up beautifully for these runners in this one here. 3 cycle, that's it. Done. Nope, okay. We missed.
Oh, yeah, I think I see what happened on my slightly delayed stream. The first one only counted as a 2, because the energy balls hit at the same exact time.
That is right. Yep, you are right. For Amy now with the Master Sword. Officially at 1 hour 26:56. For Amy is in Kill Ganon mode.
You can see the frustration pulls from Monoci at the very end of that Aga fight. Just thinking, oh my gosh, where is this sword? Where is this sword? It's not in Tile Room, is it?
Okay, now Monoci is going to go on over and visit with the potion lady. If that mushroom yields a master sword, that returns Monoci back into this race. Except for Monoci's not doing that. Is Monoci checking Pyramid Fairy? Monoci is doing Pyramid Fairy.
Interesting. What if he finds the other 2 sword upgrades in there?
That would be incredible.
That would be hilarious.
Stay tuned, guys. We're not done with this seed yet.
Although at this point, Furaime does have a pretty big advantage, I'd say, being in the Ganon fight right now. Yeah, Master Sword does take quite a bit longer than Tempered Sword, but I wouldn't say it's a terribly long difference, especially with the execution.
Monoci ended up losing the bomb!
Oh, oops. I see what he was doing too. He was trying to get the duplication thing, maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. So now his mind is rambling off into the Palace of Darkness again.
Ooh. And with a seed like this, both sword upgrades have to be in the pyramid after a moment like that.
And Furaime now on stage 3 of this fight.
Yeah, stage 3 is where it starts to kind of get to be about the same length as time as phase 3 of all the other sword possibilities. Only have to do one sword spin in each of the hits, and then that'll take him into phase 4.
And here we go. This is it. Oh, don't fall down. Do not fall down. Gets one hit on Ganon there. This could be a double. Oh, that's splendid right there. Over to the corner. And this is going to be hit number 4 to win this game for Furaime and to clinch her spot in the top 16 brackets at 3-0.
And to think, just less than a week ago, was at 0-0, hadn't done any of the matches yet, and now just being 3-0 and just jumping up the charts on this particular group. Just excellent execution, excellent routing, just doing extremely well in this tournament.
And the official SRL time of 1 hour 30:51. And it came down to finding that Master Sword and knowing where it was. And a Master Sword in the big chest! Oh my god!
Oh no! Well, there's one of them. And here, there go the slashes too. Oh wow!
Wow! Wow! What a run!
Yeah, definitely. Incredible. This goes to show you that intel is very, very important in Randomizer. Just taking a few seconds to see what that item is on Bumper Cave, regardless of whether or not you have the item, can honestly determine races like this. So always take advantage of that intel whenever you can.
Absolutely. Furaime now 3-0 in this tournament. Monoci is now 2-2. And now Monoci with the Master Sword going into the Ganon fight. Probably thinking that Furaime ended up getting that big chest sooner in the first trip through.
Yeah, that very well could be the case, honestly. But nope, turns out it was on a bit of a high ledge. Needed a piece of red cloth to get, but yeah, he does not know that. Did not check Bumper Cave the whole run.
So, unfortunately, Furaime is not going to be discussing this seed with us. Mentions that they don't have Discord and mic on the computer, so you might see them pop in maybe into chat a little bit later on, so they can go ahead and discuss the seed with us or with you guys if you want to. But it came down to that one spot. If Monoci checked that one spot, this would have been a much different race.
Yeah, it really would have been. Would have definitely gotten the cape on Death Mountain when he was up there. Would have not full cleared Ganon's tower, with exception of Tile Room. And yeah, like, Monoci entered Ganon's tower, I believe, before Furaime did, so yeah, that would have made a huge difference for sure.
So it turns out it was like full heart on the pedestal. And Furaime is in chat if you want to go ahead and ask any questions, you as the chat is concerned. We'll just say that if Furaime is listening to us, the big difference is that you checked the Bumper Cave ledge, found the Master Sword there, whereas Monoci had no clue that the Master Sword was there and went into the Palace of Darkness trying to find that sword.
And that time he spent looking for a sword upgrade in GT, and then just trying to figure out where to go after leaving GT, that's definitely what clenched the time.
And Monoci down to one more hit left for this Ganon fight. Should be done pretty soon. And Monoci is going to go finish this run. Get your GGs for both of these guys. These guys showed off a lot of skill in this run.
Yeah, and honestly, finishing only 5 minutes after Furaime, despite full clearing GT and not really even having a good location to check after GT, finding a sword and then immediately getting back to Ganon to finish not this far from the first place is really, really spectacular.
1:36:01 for Monoci. GG for both of these runners.
Definitely GG for both of them. This was an excellent race.
This was a weird race, Slim.
It really was. A lot of very early bottlenecks in the light world, getting that dark world access, and then just that play in the swamp just figured out everything.
And we welcome Monoci into the conversation. GG on what was a tough, almost completely fighter sword seed.
Does your mic happen to be muted? And then just that play in the
yeah, that's right. I muted my mic. Thanks. Good game, guys.
And we welcome Monoci into the conversation.
No problem, no
GG
problem.
on
How'd you
what
feel
was a
about
tough,
that seed
almost
overall?
completely fighter sword seed.
It's not that bad. It's just I wanted a sword in GT so bad.
I know, we saw you searching all throughout it, and we were hoping that maybe you would find one, especially down in the basement, but it turned out not to be. And the big difference was Furaime knew about the sword up on the bumper ledge and had wanted to go grab the cape, and once you bypassed the cape, we knew it was going to end up happening.
Does your mic
yeah, I didn't check Bumper Cave. That's why. I had so much stuff to clear on my mind. I just have to skip it.
Yeah, and with all the item locations in Ganon's tower, like, you have to figure with that many chests, like, surely, if I don't have a sword by this point, there's got to be at least one in there, and that's like how a lot of like older logics have worked with this particular randomizer, so I can definitely understand the play, especially against an opponent like Furaime, who's just really, really fast, really good at execution, really good at routing too, so very well done.
To go grab the cape,
taking the gambles you did take,
we knew it was
because
going to end up
that
happening.
early swamp play definitely got you a lot of mileage in this particular race.
Yeah, I think so. Because once I find the bow in there, I was like,
all the item locations
am I close to bow mode? Because I only have one medallion, I was like, once I grabbed the mids, I just dodged out a pod and then checked the medallion on Myers, like, wow, that's a good seed.
Logics have worked with this particular randomizer, so I can definitely understand the play.
Give us just 1 second before we ask any more questions. Apparently, we got an echo going on.
Really good at execution and really good at routing too. So very well done on taking the gambles you did take, because that early swamp play definitely got you a lot of mileage in this particular race.
All right, so I think we're back here without any echoes. So, what a run this was, and just a tough run, but a very competitive, combative fighter sword seed. Second, before we ask any more questions, apparently we got an echo going on.
Yeah, it is. I like it this way. It's pretty fun because you got to pull out something you don't usually do often.
Really quickly, Monoci, do you have your desktop audio playing for your stream? Because I think that's where the echo might be coming from.
All right, so I think we're back here without any echoes. So, what a run this was, and just a tough run, but a very competitive, combative fighter sword seed.
Really quickly, Monoci, do you have your desktop audio playing for your stream? Because I think that's where the echo might be coming from. Okay, so are we good now?
I have a feeling somebody's going to be clipping this.
I guess so. Okay, I think we're good now.
Oh, right. So, well, this was a serious conversation with Monoci until that happened. So, obviously, sitting here at 2-2, your fate now holds in the hands of Furaime and Gem. What's your thoughts as you're going to be watching their race coming up?
They're both good. It should be a close match. But I hope Furaime wins so I get another play with Gems, a rematch.
That's correct. If Gem loses to Furaime in that final match, if Furaime goes 4-0 in this group, we're going to have a race-off between Monoci and Gem. Winner moves on to the bracket. So let's give some positive energy here. Monoci, with a great effort, showed us a lot of skills why they deserve to be in this step of this tournament.
Yeah, definitely some really good playing, really great routing today for sure.
One thing I do want to ask about here, and you're gonna hear if you do decide to watch the restream. I make a few comments because I'm not good with the bow myself. Your thoughts about the Argus fight with the silver arrows?
I need an archery class ASAP.
We actually suggested that if you have you ever heard of the game Link's Crossbow Training for the Nintendo Wii?
Actually, no.
Well, maybe we just made a joke during the race that that could potentially help with scenarios like those. But I mean, it's definitely understandable, especially like if you don't get that first hit on Argus with the silver arrow, yeah, that can take a while to kind of get lined up and get that arrow in there.
Yeah.
But seriously, all teasing aside about the archery skill, a great run though.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the commentary, and thanks, Viso, for the restream. And good luck on the next match. Furaime, you better win, man.
Monoci's making it well known who his alliances are going to be in that final match between Furaime and Gem. Once again, if Furaime wins that race, it's going to be a one-way race-off with the winner making brackets, losers done between Gem and Monoci. Give both of these runners a GG. Give them a follow.
And as Monoci was actually saying, yeah, thank you once again to Feasel for the restream of not only this race, but so many of the races for this tournament and many of the other tournaments currently going on. Also, thank you to our tracker, Blast Egg, as well, for keeping track of everything and like just staying on top of all the items and all the information that we've gotten throughout this seed. And if you guys are interested in that last race for this particular group, I believe that is actually tomorrow, Furaime versus Gem, tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to check that out to see what will happen with the rest of this group, please do, because that should be a very, very interesting race to watch. As we said, that race could decide a potential tiebreaker for this group.
Yep, exactly. 12 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central European Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. Once again, we've already laid it down here. We won't rehash it, but it should be a lot of fun between those two runners, and definitely watch. It's going to be right here in Speed Gaming. But we got another race coming up in about 8 minutes from now, don't we, Slim?
Yes, we do. At 11 p.m. Eastern, literally just like less than 10 minutes from now, we have Act the Boker versus Keon92. Same channel, don't have to go anywhere, just sit right here, and that race should be starting very, very soon.
So we had a lot of fun with this, didn't you, Slim?
Oh, yes, that was very, very entertaining, very interesting to watch. Had a lot of fun with this. It was just really cool seeing the different routes for both runners and seeing how it all came there and came through in the end. Really just kind of showed, like I said, intel very, very valuable in Randomizer, so it's not something you should take for granted.
Absolutely. Once again, thanks to Blast Egg, and thanks, Slim. It's been a lot of fun commentating with you, and again, thanks to Feasel and the rest of the crew at Speed Gaming for the restream. We're going to kick it on out of here and get ready for the 11 o'clock race. Got a different crew coming in here for that race, so thanks, guys, for having us. Stay tuned. More Link to the Past Randomizer coming up next here on Speed Gaming.
Okay, yep. See you guys later. Have fun, and hope you enjoy all the Randomizer, because there's going to be plenty more coming in the future for the next month. This tournament still has a ways to go, so I hope you guys enjoy. See you guys later.